Good morning, good evening, or good night. I mean, good evening if somebody is joining from the US. Um, we're going to have some more people coming in today. So maybe we'll just wait for 30 seconds and then I'll begin. Okay. So we're going to have two kinds of people in general in this course. One is people who have been repeating. They've already done this course a few times and the retreats. So they're coming for a further deepening. We also have some people who are new relatively to this kind of work that we're doing. So what I'll be doing in this, I'll introduce a little bit of what we're going to do. Uh, Basically, the attempt is to transform the body as best as possible and to transform everything else with the body as a base. So the main thing that we are working with, the body has a substance, and that's primarily what we'll be working with. When people do, let's say, healing or energy and all of that stuff, one is focusing on the energy part. But the greatest blessing is the substance of the body. It has certain properties which are quite extraordinarily and stunning, if we could use that word. But it also has the nature of sponging. So which means like the substance of the body by itself is almost like you can take it like a cotton or something like that. Whatever you are experiencing, let's say the energy of the space you're in, the emotions of the others that you interact with, gets absorbed right into the body's substance. Okay, so if you take the body's substance, there are layers from the surface and the inner right up to the depth. The main challenge and the plus point is the sponging nature of the body. It can absorb. Uh, so it's true with everything that we are experiencing, our memories, our thoughts, our emotions, sensations, etc. Everything casts its load right into the body substance, and often it goes from the body substance into what we call the subconscious, inconscient, and all of that stuff. So it is this challenge that this course is largely trying to address and transform. So it is suitable for anybody from any path. There are only two prerequisites. One is an interest for the body work, uh, which also means an interest to keep awareness on the body. Like, so for example, those who go into some deeper exploration and you have a higher experience, often we lose connect with the body. So the body doesn't get transformed, but it is the container for everything. So in this, the first prerequisite is be interested in our body, and more so specifically, be interested in the substance of our body. We'll explore that as we go on. The second is a direct connection with the divine in whatever way you wish to explore it. These are the only two prerequisites. And so the attempt is to become aware of this, what's happening in the body, and we will use our senses. Now, much of the load from the outer world is being drawn by the senses. Whatever the senses is experiencing, it is through that much is going in. The rest goes in through the chakras directly, the different things that are there. So we will learn slowly. We will do that on day 2, the next Sunday. We will slowly learn to turn our senses inward, and if you want to sense your body, if you want to go deeper into the body, the first thing that we would normally use is the senses, to kind of the inner vision, the inner hearing, the inner feeling, the inner sensing to kind of know what's going on. So the second is purification. So whatever has been absorbed, do we have to live with this, or is there a way of transforming it? There is a way of transforming it, and we will largely be drawing from many sources. The primary source that I have drawn this is from the mother's work, the work that she had done or she's doing in a subtle body right now. But I do have interest in other sources like Siddhars and all that, and I keep drawing from here and there. So our focus is inner practices, tiny inner practices that it's not just that we do this 1 hour. The request is that you do it throughout the day, with your eyes open, alongside your activities, and we will discuss how to go about it. So that actually, instead of inloading so much of stuff, actually on the spot itself, over a period of time, your body learns to dissolve. First it dissolves what is inside, then it stops taking it slowly, and then we go into another phase, which I will share right now. So first is to understand the sponging nature, and everything in this course is direct. Uh, we don't use much of imagination here. So for example, if we were to explore what is above, typically you get vastness. Typically, for some who have done some work, you will experience light. So the attempt is to have a direct, like you take your awareness up and you observe what is occurring. The room for imagination, we want to keep it as less as possible. It's not that imagination doesn't work, it works a lot. But often a time when we quickly, imagine some peace or whatsoever, you leave the effort with that. Many times we don't go beyond that. Instead, we will just learn to do the process, actually do it, and wait for things to come, the peace and the silence and the light and all of that stuff. So, as I said, first is sponging, second is purification. But the most important is how do we allow our body to absorb good qualities? Qualities like peace, qualities like vastness, qualities like love, qualities like, a certain power, etc., joy. So the communication normally what we are having is with the interchange with the humans, interchange with nature, interchange with animals. This is how we are operating. In this course, for some of the new people who have come in, we flip it and we bring a interchange with the divine, not in any abstract way, but in a very direct way. For example, the divine above, the divine in the cave of the heart. If possible, we did a separate course on that. If possible, the divine beneath, etc. So we will explore it in this way. Any major doubts you can ask, but otherwise we can flow and figure it out. I just wanted to give an overview. The attempt, since we have people who are practicing for a long time and the new people, would be to really go to the basics as much as possible in this course. I'm attempting to go to the basics so that all the details of these can get mastered as best as possible. But also I want to point out is it's not so much about the steps or the technicalities that are important. Ultimately, there are only 2 steps. It's not just from the mind that the body aspires for a greater life, that the body aspires to hold something different. So there are only 2 steps. First is aspiration of the body, and second is it receiving something from the above, or whatsoever, receiving something from the divine. These are the only 2 steps. The rest of it, we will go into all the detailing so that we can traverse the terrain. So any major doubts you can ask, or we'll jump in and then explore. For those who are new, always the recordings are shared, perhaps within a day or perhaps as soon as possible. And the WhatsApp group is live for the entire duration of the session. You can practice, you can ask doubts, etc. Okay, so we'll plunge in. We'll just begin with a certain basic level of body awareness. I will explain partially and then we'll jump in. So we will basically just open the body in terms of its awareness. And today we're going to explore 2 things. How do we request more awareness, more consciousness to come into our body? And the second is we will also develop a relationship with time in a particular way, and I will explain that later. Okay. So if there's nothing major to ask, we'll just step into a short practice first. We'll do 1 or 2 or 3 practices, depending on how it flows. So you can all close your eyes. And there are two things we want to train ourselves is when you close your eyes, and that's only for the session. Outside the session, you will do this practice with eyes open. When you close your eyes, connect to your body. So which means take your awareness inside your body. And the attitude is very important. Like if you enter a very sacred place, automatically there's a certain reverence or a certainty that there is something high and pure and sacred inside. Automatically our attitude shifts as we enter the sacred place. To the same equivalent with faith, touch your body inwardly with your awareness. So when you're touching your body with this sacredness, the mind or the body's memory will show you the problems. And obviously, along with that comes a certain sense of, oh, this is there, that is there. Override it. Even if your mind and your body's memory is showing the problems, is showing the past, override it. Every time that pulls you, override it with that sense of sacredness and touch the body as if it is the divine's body. The first step is the attitude. That's the most important step. And here we are doing sadhana, which means how much I'm able to most sincerely do the practice and connect the body and connect the divine. So the past history is an interference. It grips us with its images, with its feelings. We will work on it. We're not going to ignore it. We're going to work on it. But first is the attitude that this can be a divine's body. And yet keep a sense of playfulness. It's not so much about a very strict or a very strenuous effort. A lot of this here is about grace. Just have a playful, joyful attitude. But ensure that the attitude that you bring to touch your body is one of sacredness. This is our first practice. Override memories, override thoughts, override the verbalizations. When you pass your awareness through your body, now what you can do is just move your awareness through your body from head to toe, toe to head. Try and include all parts as best. As you're moving, you'll get a whole history and current situation. There'll be a pain here, there'll be a joy here, there'll be a pleasure there. There'll be some light here, there'll be some darkness here. The inner terrain of the body is fantastic. It has so much of stuff. But everywhere as you move your awareness, bring the attitude of sacredness. Let all the other details be there. We're respecting it. But behold an attitude. This body can be a divine's body. So your attitude is sacredness. I'll be quiet for 2 minutes. Pass your awareness through all parts of your body in a playful way and bring the attitude of sacredness. The body responds to this touch of sacredness in a beautiful way, and you can observe, of course, certain parts of the body would not respond. There would be resistances, and we'll work with that later. But certain parts of the bodies would open up, like the flower opens up with the sun's presence. Certain parts of the body will immediately open up with joy when you touch it, considering it sacred. We'll do the second part and then we'll take a break. In the second part, want you to do the same along with the second step. In this, the second step is connect directly within the divine in your own way. Whatever is the divine for you. For some, it's a god or goddess. For some, it's a master. For some, it's the consciousness above the head. For some, it's the consciousness within the cave of the heart. Whatsoever divine is for you, I want you to take your awareness and now with the posture of humility and prostration, enter within the divine's presence. Take your awareness inside and within the divine's presence or the divine's subtle body. And the attitude that is needed here is a full prostration posture. You can take your awareness within the feet of the Lord. You can take your awareness within the hair of the Lord, within the heart of the Lord. But keep your awareness within the divine now for 3 minutes. With your awareness and with your extended inner senses, your inner vision, your inner felt sense, be within the divine and just be aware of what opens up for you in the moment. See what you see within the divine with your inner vision. Hear what you hear and feel what you feel or sense within the divine. Just have to go very quiet with your awareness inside the divine, holding utmost humility. That's all. If you carefully observe, the awareness that is inside the divine will be sensing something, but sometimes your mind will be supplying some data. What the mind is supplying here will not be fully pure. You can just disregard that. Let it be there. even if you partially sense it by the extension of your senses, what is inside the divine, that is pure to that extent. We can do this mastery of this later, but for now, see the differentiate between what the mind is supplying versus what is directly felt inside the divine by the extension of your senses. Now we'll put these two steps together before we take a break. Keeping a portion of your awareness within the divine, take another portion of your awareness within your body and just pass through your body with the attitude that this body is sacred. And all the time, stay connected to the divine. Now, for some, this simultaneous awareness will not come because we may not have practiced it. If so, you can alternate. Be within the divine and then bring your attention back to a part of your body. Consider it sacred. Then again, move your awareness within the divine. Let your senses touch something there and then come back into your body, another part. Go within and touch the body as if it's sacred. So there are two ways. If possible, maintain connection within the divine and simultaneously pass your awareness through as many parts of your body as possible in 3 minutes, bringing that attitude of sacredness. If the simultaneous is difficult, not to worry. Within the divine, back to the body. Then go back to the divine and then come to another part of your body. We'll do this for 3 minutes. You can also go within any part of your body, and from there, simply just move your awareness and connect within the divine. Take about a minute or two and allow the practice to close for now. We can take a pause now. If any major questions you can ask. Ask crisply if there's a major question. Okay, so this is our main practice for a lifetime. Okay, and there are very many nuances. Like somebody like Valalar, for example, simply just took a flame, but it's not just external flame. There are subtler nuances. And such a simple practice, and there are other nuances also, led him to such a great height. It's not the complexity and the number of steps and all of that stuff. It's to take a very simple and a very deep practice. And so this practice can be continued. The rest is something that we will go under and below and into the nuances of it. Okay. So we'll do the second part now. And so in all these practices, it's effort and weight. Effort and weight. Okay. Now, where people actually miss out is the weight part. That's where they lose out on this. And it's you just have to wait. So for example, if you're going in and a part is not aware, effort, and of course, keep connected to the divine, but just simply wait. Wait with aspiration, wait with interest. How will you wait? You did your 20 minutes of practice, something came, something didn't come. You're starting your work, you're walking. Just once in a while, go and connect to the divine. Divine connection is not coming properly. Okay, just keep putting your awareness in, putting your awareness in, putting your awareness in. And what happens is over a period of time, so it's the weight that scores it actually. The more you can just wait with the practice, things fall in place on its own. So there's a question here, how do I know between mental data versus pure one? Okay, so Maybe I'll answer this question over the sessions. Simply put, um, you can do your own experiment. So for example, one of the best ways to do this experiment is with flowers. Maybe I'll take a separate session on that, but I'll just answer it here. So for example, you go to a flower and then you look at it. You get the mental data first. How does it look like, the outer structure? This is hibiscus, this is it. These are your mental structures. Take your awareness and enter the flower. So you can sensorily connect with it, but then take your awareness within the flower and just be with it. Slowly something will open up. Sometimes you'll feel the flower's own inner working, how it connects to the sun, how things flow. And the moment you get that, you get an imprint inside you. Or sometimes you'll just simply be sitting, and even the books will say that this flower has this healing property and all that. Mental data, keep it aside, just connect, and certainly something will open up for you. You will see something in your, so the clue is your senses. Senses will start work next Sunday. In your inner vision, something in the flower will show up out there within the flower. Something about the flower's intensity or quality will show up within the flower out there by you extending your senses. We'll work in detail. We'll begin next session. Okay. All right. So we're now going to do 2 practices together, and then at the end, I'll just close up. People can stay as long or short as they want, and they can close the practice for themselves. We're going to invite awareness within our body. Okay. Now, the mind being aware is only one part. Take it like this, that awareness is something very high. I'm avoiding using any esoteric terms on this. But let us say there is a more wholesome awareness. Let's say there's an awareness that is made of light, which means it can know everything, see everything. There are terms used, omnipotent, omnipresent, whatsoever. So awareness has a range. But by the time it comes and falls into our head, falls into our mind, it splits because of the working of the mind. So if you're only going to do this work with our own awareness, it is good, but it is imperfect. So we take awareness itself as a presence, and I'll guide you through the process. You'll invite awareness to visit your body. Okay, as pure as possible, as high as possible. And again, this is a lifetime practice. You'll also find that when you go inside your body, some parts are open, like, yeah, I can sense more within my chest, for example. Or if I go to my thighs, okay, if I go to my thighs, legs, awareness is a little less, okay, for example. This means that the leg region needs to relax and open more, so that, which simply means the leg region is stuck. It is stuck with its history. That's why you find a lot of habits and all that. It's stuck, it's closed. We have to make it more plastic, more open, more moldable, more receptive. Effort, weight, grace. That's a process. Effort, weight, grace. Effort, weight, grace is the process. So we will just travel through the body, and everywhere, wherever it is open and wherever it is not open, we are fine. Wherever the body part is good and wherever the body part has pain is also fine for us at this point. Simply, we are requesting awareness to come in. Now, normally when you have pain, you withdraw your awareness there, because if you go there, it feels, really strong. But that way, it won't get healed. But if you go into the pain, and if you're only looking at the pain, it won't get healed. From there, you have to look at the divine. Okay, we'll explore this. For now, even if there is pain, just go there and request the higher awareness to come. This is the first part. Second, I'll explain in deeper later. We are also going to invite time as a presence to grace you. Okay. When we say time, we're not referring to the clock time here, nor are we referring to the relative subjective time. So for example, if you do something of interest, time moves fast. If you do something which is boring, time moves slow. We're not referring to these two. We're referring to time as a presence. I'm not going to give the names so that we get caught on the words, but time also has a presence, and there is a particular goddess, for example, who's associated with that. We'll forget all that for now. time has a, like space has an existence. We'll explore it in next session. Time also has a existence. So we want the grace of time to be in the now, to be in this moment without getting distracted. We'll take it at a very basic level without getting distracted. So I'm going into a part. Okay, what am I going to eat at 8 o'clock? I go into this part. So we are pulled away. So thus we request the grace of time, that I'm graced with time, more time, more time, more time, more time into the second itself so that I can be there. Okay. Uh, I'll guide you. We'll just see what occurs. So these are the two things that we're going to do now. And then I'll close the link. You will be on your own. Whenever you want to complete the practice, you can. Close your eyes and just bring your awareness back to your body. Once again, in all the sessions, we'll practice our first step. Touch the body as if it's sacred. Keep a portion of your awareness within the divine, and simultaneously touch the body, touch the divine. Now, bow down. Bow down means prostrate to awareness. Awareness or consciousness, whatever word you want to use. Bow down to that above your head. Keeping your awareness above your head. Even if you can't sense this as a separate existence, the awareness and consciousness, simply we all know there is awareness. But what we are experiencing as a mental awareness is the tail end, which is already split because it is acting within the mind. It's more united above, it's more whole above, it has more force above, and it is made of pure light above. Simply bow down to awareness. And you may get any tone of that awareness as a presence or a light, sometimes as a joy or sweetness also. And now I'll be quiet for about 4 to 5 minutes. You're on your own, do it in your own way. Simply move to different parts of the body. You don't have to complete all parts. You can do it over this week. Go to different or a few parts of your body, and in each part, simply wait there, bowing down to that awareness and consciousness pure above the head, and requesting the awareness to come in more and more and more and more into that particular body part, from the surface to the depth. I repeat on your own for about 4 minutes. Go into some part of the body and wait there for some time. Go into the body part, and from there just turn above your head and bow down to the pure awareness, requesting it to grace and come into your body and the cells from the surface to the depth. After you do it for a while, go to another body part. the grace, light, awareness, pure that is present above. We just go to each part of the body and simply just invite. We invite and we wait. We are in no hurry. The full awareness can come now or over the weeks, over the years. Let this continue on its own. And from time to time, you can keep coming back and strengthening the practice. And now we move to the last practice, to bow down to time as a presence. Nothing can manifest new in our body and in our life without her grace. The blessing of time is extremely important in anything to be manifested new. We need her golden touch. Even if you're not aware of time's presence, it's all around us, it's all within us, it's in the entire universe. Even if we are not aware, with faith, we bow down to her golden touch. We again, in about 4 minutes, go to different parts of our body and we invite her presence, the presence of the golden touch of time to come in. Time, when the grace is there, brings you into the now, transforms. It's also an agent of change. It breaks down what needs to be broken down. It rebuilds what needs to be rebuilt so that the new is created. And that's her blessing. So simply with faith, even if it's not a direct experience yet, go down to the different parts of your body, a few of them, and request the golden grace and touch of time to become present, so that you're there in practice in that space. And you're slowly allowing her to do the work of transformation within your body. into the tiny different points within your body. Request for the grace and touch of time, her presence. Give sufficient time. We're at the end of the hour, but you give sufficient time, whatever you have, allowing the practice to complete by itself. You will know within when it is complete. Till then, wait on your own. And when the practice is complete, you can ground yourself. Take all the time that you have.